Well, other than the constant gunfire, this is a pretty relaxing lunch. Well, that ended up being a terrible campsite. When I got to the spot I wanted to get to, there was a truck parked right on my tent pad, and I could hear shooting down by Twin Lakes, Twin Ponds, which was maybe half a mile away. So I sort of waited because it was getting close to dark, so I was hoping that they would be done their shoot, get in their truck and leave. And they did, but it took a long time. It took forever for them to walk back. I sort of went up the road and tried to look like a human so I didn't get shot because it was getting dark. So eventually they left, set up my tent, went to bed. It was perfect. And then at midnight I woke up and there was a truck coming down the road. And it was them again, and they were going back to the pond for whatever reason. They were there for about a half hour or so, and I could hear a dog barking at a house, lights came on, and they sort of left. So at 3 o'clock, I woke up to the same thing again, and they were back. Then they ended up trying to pull into where they had parked, where I was now camping. So luckily they saw me and backed out before running me over, which was nice. And then they just like immediately left. It was not a very restful night. I wouldn't have camped there other than I needed the pond for water in the morning. I didn't really want to be walking down there at night if people were shooting in the dark. So it wasn't the worst, but it just wasn't a very good sleep. Well, there was no way I was going to make it from water cache to water cache, so I ended up having to use some of the water from the Twin Tanks cow pond. So I mixed it up with some purple Gatorade powder, and it still tastes pretty much like purple manure. So yeah, it's fun. This is such a beautiful section of trail, but it's just gunfire steady, which is just a little disconcerting. Like, it's target practice, so presumably they're always shooting at the same thing and there's no worry, but it is just steady. Today it seems like they're in a few different spots shooting. I think I found some shooters. I can see a chair and a car. I just ran across a northbound section hiker, and he said from Mexico to here he was able to use water caches everywhere except for one cow pond, which he said wasn't bad, and bathtub springs. Other than the constant gunfire, this is a pretty relaxing lunch. The water cache was full at whatever this trailhead is, I can't remember the name. And it looks like the next one, which is less than 6 miles away, is also full. Only gonna carry like a liter of water. And then from there, I think the next water is Kentucky Camp, which has got a faucet. And that's probably only another 7 miles after that one. So it's going to be pretty easy water carries today. I'm not going to bother looking at tomorrow because I don't carry it. Yeah, there's shade again. It's been clouds coming and going, but it is definitely hot when the clouds go. This right now is pretty fantastic. And another one of the excellent water sources. This is definitely one of the better ones. Way better than the one that I used this morning. I've got all that done. So I've only got that much left. Isn't too bad considering the rest of it's like that much. I don't know if it's because I didn't sleep much last night or just because I'm getting close to the end of the trip and don't necessarily want to go home and back to work. But man, oh man, I was just dragging today. I think it's like 4 o'clock and it feels like I should be lying down in my tent hours ago. I am making miles, but it's just not easily. It has been a long day. So hopefully tomorrow will be better. I'll be a little closer to Patagonia with a nice little pit stop at Kentucky camp.